All right, on the line right now is Senator Joe Griffo. Big news in the OD today. Big headlines, $300 million, it's back. We'll be able to talk to the mayor about that as well coming up. Joe Griffo, good morning.
Morning, Bill.
You got to be pleased with that headline today.
Very pleased.
So what have we found? I mean, where did it go? This money that disappeared and now has been put back in.
Well, I mean, as you know, we're not going to look back now because we were initially very disappointed and surprised at what took place. We discussed this with the administration, but when the final 30-day amendments appeared and there was no action by the executive, the Assemblyman and I knew we had to go to work. We spoke to our leadership. We talked to our members. And I'm quite pleased, really, that many of the members who last year were resistant and reluctant to support this, and we worked very hard in order to deliver this last year, this year saw it differently and were willing to support us because of the manner and method in which this disappeared from the budget. So I think we've made a very cogent argument from the very beginning on the merits. And as we went through this process, which is now the legislative component where we begin to propose and act upon a one-house bill, and that's where we are right now. We will have that money in both Assembly and Senate budget bills to be voted on this upcoming week, and the negotiations begin.
So, Joe, tell me if you could, because I've heard some talk that what the governor was going to do is it was going to be, oh yeah, we're going to give you $100 million here, and then we'll give you $100 million next year, and $100 million the following year. Well, that's not a chunk of $300 million. That would really cause problems for the progress of the hospital. This is going to be one chunk of $300 million if the bill goes through and the budget passes.
That has not been determined yet, Bill, because this is now the negotiation aspect with the governor and the legislature. So I think at this point in time now, we want to secure the $300 million. How that will be dispersed can be determined and discussed.
Okay.
And that could be based upon the need of the hospital. They're not going to need $300 million in the first year. So we'll work with Mohawk Valley Healthcare Systems and make a determination with all the professionals as what needs to be done and the access and the availability of funds. The important thing here is that you need to restore the money because the project doesn't move forward without the state commitment. Got it.
All right, Joe, I know this. You guys began working on this immediately right after the budget, and it was, I mean, everybody was really quite surprised, right, when you looked and the money wasn't there.
Absolutely surprised, Bill, and somewhat astounded because the governor proposed this last year. We had to work very hard, as I indicated earlier, in both houses to keep it in. So when it disappeared this year, it just didn't make a lot of sense.
Got it.
We had good meetings with the executive. We let it. As I said, we're not going to look back. We're going to look forward. But I think this is an important step and an indication of the support from the legislature, and that is meaningful because many of the members who are supporting this today were not supportive last year.
All right.
And that's a very important element as we move forward to that commitment. And we also have stated that we agree with the governor's allocation of the nano money. It just has to come from a different pot at this point in time.
Okay. All right, Joe, I appreciate the call. I know you're on the road, so thanks for getting in with us here this morning. But big news. This is good news.
Absolutely good news, Bill.
All right, thanks.
And by the way, tell Jeff I met Mike Piazza the other day. He's a great guy, even though I'm a Yankee fan.
Oh, were you in Cooperstown for that?
He came to Albany, actually, on Wednesday afternoon. He and his wife, we brought him into the Senate, and we all had an opportunity to go spend a few minutes with him and his wife. Very talented. Even as a Yankee fan, I have to respect talent. And I told him one of the other things he had going for him is he's got some Italian blood in him.
Well, there's a couple things here. First of all, Joe, it'd be a good year to be a Mets fan, so you might want to switch over. I'm feeling really good about these New York Mets. Secondly, you should have asked him, are you related to the Piazzas in Utica? There's a ton of Piazzas in Utica.
I didn't ask him that. That's a good point. But as I said, he was very congenial and a very good man.
Okay.
Great. Thanks, Senator.
There we go, Joe. Thanks. We appreciate it. Okay.
Have a good one.
Joe Griffo. Andrew, I want to take caller number 3 right now, and let's give away Hobica's money here. Caller 3 at 7360186 from the Hobica Law Firm. Joseph and Andrew Habaika. They do our free money question of the day. Caller 3 right now at 736-0186. Reach deep in those pockets, Joe. Here we go.
This better be a good question.
It's going to be a question like, what is your name?
Yeah, no kidding.
Something like that. Dial up right now. Your chance to win at 736-0186. Here's Christine with an update at 8:17. Good morning.
Good morning. Republican presidential hopeful Donald Trump running away with another online post-debate poll. A bill aimed at fighting the heroin epidemic getting broad support in the U.S. Senate, and the deadline coming up for taxpayers to claim their share of nearly $1 billion in unclaimed refunds.
How about this beautiful weather we're going to be looking at for the weekend? Today we'll get sunshine, plenty of sunshine in the afternoon with a high of 46 tonight, 26 degrees the low tomorrow. Sunshine and a high up near 60. About 40 degrees at parade time tomorrow. By the end of the parade, we'll be up into the 50s and making our way up to 60 or so with lots of sunshine tomorrow. Same thing for Sunday. Clouds and sun with a high up near 60 degrees. Currently, it is 38 degrees. Andrew, can I do this contest like right now?
You better.
Let's do it before.
You better do it now.
before the break. What is this today? Craziness.
Is there a full moon?
Eric, good morning. How you doing, Eric? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Bill. Utica.
Good morning, Eric. In Utica.
Was that the
Okay.
question?
There it is.
I hit it.
$100.
You better make sure we're up because
He's
I
the
had hit it.
winner.
And
Okay, here's
here
your
we go.
question. We've been talking about this baseball player here. You'll remember him in relief for the New York Yankees, the big guy, Goose Gossage. His real name is not Goose. I don't know if you know that, Eric. What is Goose's real name? Ready? Go.
I'll say George.
I'm going to say George. Is it George Gossage?
Oh.
No, it is.
it was not.
It is not. I'm sorry. It is. It's Rich. Richard. It's
I
what?
should have known that.
Ronaldo?
That's Ronaldo. That's his Hispanic roots. Thanks, Joe. Yeah, and I guess his nickname didn't used to be Goose.
Really?
It used to be Goss for Gossage.
Until Top Gun came out.
And then was the rest of it. Yeah, right after Top Gun. But it's Goose Gossage. It's Richard Michael is the real name of Goose Gossage. So hey, it's
I
good.
just thought George Gossage sounded good.
It did. It's a little ring to it. Might be his dad or something for all we know.
Could be.
All right, we're going to give you dinner for two over at Carmelo's. Sit tight. Andrew will take care of you.
Thanks for saving me the 100,
Okay,
Bill.
thanks.
Okay, another savings for Joe Habaika here today. Hold on tight. Coming right back at WIBX.